It's not about doing something outside of the norm for a man and woman to have sex. And I tell people all the time, there's only one thing that can make one gay, and that is to have sex with the same sex. That's it. You and your wife, your girlfriend can do anything as long as there's not another man being involved or another woman on her end. You guys are
Mm-hmm.
not gay. And so that was the catapult for me working on my next business venture, which is I'm working on a all male sex toy line.
So
So
straight in
yeah,
gay for everybody,
for
all
straight
men,
and gay for
all
everybody. Yeah.
men.
Yeah, because it's
You
very
better come on with
taboo.
it.
It's very taboo. And I noticed that in the Black community, we're so uncomfortable about it. So I want to present it and make it in a way where we get out of that habit and we start to experiment sexually and get into it. I mean, who wants to just have boring missionary sex all the time? Like,
Hello. There's so many positions, so
no,
many ways, so many things you can do. And so Kim's getting
yeah,
ready to help the men out
yeah.
there to make it happen.
I'm gonna help y'all out. Help y'all out.
Well, all right, we're gonna be on the lookout for that because sex is gonna happen whether we have toys or not. But to be a bit intense, just a
Right,
little bit more. All right now, but about to turn some people from an average dude to that dude. Got it.
right,
Let's do it.
right.
So, with this last part of our interview, we ask everybody these questions. These are all the T questions. So, the first question is this: if you had all the money power necessary, what would you do or change that you feel would be most beneficial for the LGBTQ community?
Honestly, I would create more safe houses. Um, I mean, I thank God that I've never had to live that type of life, but I can only imagine what it would be like to feel like you don't fit in and to finally come with the grips that you're gay and not have your family to accept that and to love you and kick you out on the streets. I just never thought about families going to that extreme. I've never thought that. I really didn't. I said, no, 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 no. People don't get kicked out for being gay. It can't be. And I just can't fathom a parent doing that to their own child. And when I look at the rates, because I do a lot of community service and I do a lot of I do a lot of active community work in my community and a lot of other places. I've even traveled out of town to do community work. But
Mm-hmm.
the rate of homelessness in teenagers in Atlanta is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And these we have like a few places, but they lack the funding to provide everything that these teenagers need. Um, and so now with the pandemic had happened, um, people losing their jobs, and these places relied on the income of others to make these contributions, these financial contributions to stay open, to remain a safe haven for these teenagers that are homeless because they don't have anywhere to go. And they lose that funding. And now it's like they have to decide what can they do to keep these kids off the streets. So if I had lots of money, I would definitely create safe houses for all these areas, all these communities of the homeless teenagers, but just also homeless people in general. It's not. I wish I could get all the homeless people off the street and get and create for a way for them to create a second chance for themselves. People always think that homeless people just come from drugs, drug addiction, or just being lazy, but you don't know. Each person have their own story, and the fact of the matter is, nobody deserves to be homeless, and that's just it.
That's true. That was really good. Um, so number two is this. I'll start with a quote and then I'll give you the answer. The quote says this: ask not where I live or what I like to eat or how I comb my hair, but ask me, what am I living for? In detail. Ask me, what do I think is keeping me from living fully for the thing that I want to live for? And that's a quote by Thomas More. So the question is this: what is your goal in life and what is slowing you down from achieving that goal?
My goal in life is honestly to make an impact on the people that live in fear from making an impact themselves. And
Mm,
the thing that's probably holding me back a little bit is, like I said, fear. I think it's more so fear of the challenges that I know will come. because I know that whenever you do the great and the good work yourself comes the challenges of haters and the challenges from people that are intimidated by your presence. And I found myself breaking out of that fear, especially considering I do have a partner that supports any and everything that I want to do. And we had a discussion where I feel like the biggest change that we as a Black community, as the LGBT community, in order to make that, we're gonna have to start risking our lives. And I think that's one of my biggest fears is that I feel like the biggest impact that I could possibly probably make, it may require me to risk my life, but I have to come to that that realization that I may have to risk my life to get the change, and I'm willing to do that. But it's just like, can I do it without doing it? But sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you can't do it. You may have to go to jail. I mean, our ancestors risked their lives. They got beaten. They got
Absolutely.
hosed down. They got put in jail. They got murdered. And so I feel like a lot of times, like we don't want to do that. We don't want to put ourselves in that way. And I feel like that's what my goal is. I want to make the biggest impact that I can to help our people, Black people. And I don't say people of color, I say Black people, because people of color are not included in this. I'm talking about Black people because we are the people that hurt the most. We
Mhm.
have trauma from hundreds of years. People of color have not had this type of trauma for hundreds of years. People of color are just now getting this trauma just years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm for all people. Don't get that wrong. But right now, my focus is on Black lives right now. And
Got it.
I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that I help and make an impact, even if it means risking my life. So, yeah, that's it.
Mm. All right now. I love it. Loving it. I'm loving it. So this question is always the most important to us here at First TV with all the team. What is your deepest tea? Something that you've never shared on social media before, but of course something that you are willing to share with
Ooh,
us.
that one is it. Now I wasn't prepared for that one. Um, my deepest tea. What if it has to be like what? Like, give me a category of what it has to be about.
I mean, it's not really a category. It's more about like, sometimes people don't, they think they know us and they don't. Like, there's certain things, look, there's always some little things that you don't really talk about, but like, you got special talents or you got some special, that's something that, happened in your life. You had sex with a celebrity, maybe, like, I don't know. It could be it's still deepest deep. Everybody's life is different, but
Okay, I got something because I talked about this last night. Because I don't really, I'm very private. But last night I did mention to two of my girlfriends that I was with that I am also in the process of writing a tell-all book. And in this tell-all book, I'm not going to blatantly expose, but I'm going to talk about the celebrities that I have dated and slept with, and when I was younger and I was stupid, but these celebrities were actually married. Some were married, some had baby mamas with kids, but two of them were rappers. Um, and yeah, so I'm gonna have that in my
we give it
tell-all
all the
book.
tea in this book, okay?
Yes,
See, this is why we
my
ask the
my
question.
partner, my partner knows one of them, but he doesn't. He wants to know. He try to figure it out. He try to cipher it down. But I never one of those people that kiss and tell. But
I feel you.
I'm gonna tell in this book. I'm gonna tell in this
So
book
he gonna have to read the book.
because I'm definitely gonna tell in this book, and it's not to out anybody. It's not to get anybody in trouble. Like I said, I'm not gonna mention their name, but these clues would definitely get you this close and figuring out who it is. But
Ooh, hot tea.
yeah, yeah,
All right now, that was some like a hot piping tea. Okay, we're gonna be looking forward to that. And
yes.
so, Two more quick questions, then we're done. I know it's been like it's been a time. We've definitely been enjoying it. What's your biggest stumbling block that you've encountered on your path up, and how did you overcome it? Well, thus far, because still on your way up, all the way
Repeat
there.
that one more time.
What has been your biggest stumbling block on your path and journey up, and how did you overcome
I think it goes back to that whole thing of fear. Fear of unknown, what ifs, or what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't happen? What if I can get this? What if I can get that? Fear of the unknown. That is that's been my biggest. But it's just always it it pays to have a very great support system. Or in my case, I didn't
it? For
have a
that.
support system. I didn't have a support system, but I did have a very big cheerleader. And that was my partner. And my thing is, I don't know if he was just as afraid as I was, but he pretended to be strong and courageous and confident to push me. Because I feel like
Mhm.
if he showed that he was fearful, then I really wouldn't step out and do what I need to do. But he'd always say, "Man, you got this. Oh, that's easy. Oh, Sir Ken, you can do that." And he was pumping me up. I was like, "Oh, I can do this." You know? So it pays to have that type of person in your corner. And I think if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be where I am today because I would be so fearful of the unknown. And so that is definitely mine. Fear of the unknown.
Yes, I love it. All right,
Yeah.
cool. We're making it the last question, and then we can
Okay.
finally, what is something that you would like to be left in your legacy time capsule for your work?
Ooh. In my legacy time capsule.
Right. We're gonna bury it and it's gonna be there.
Ooh, God, that's a good one. So I'm trying to figure out if I want it to be like a particular item that I created or I want a story. I want a story. I want that to be my legacy. I want a story, some type of story of something magnificent that I did that changed the world. That if not even change the world, like change a huge demographic of people. And that change is a change that continues to change even beyond my existence on this earth. I want that
Mhm.
to come from a story and that time capsule. Like, oh, Sir Ken did such and such, and because he did this, that happened, and now
Mhm.
we have this today, and it's all because of him. I would want some type of story like that in my time capsule.
All right now. That I made history in this world
I
and I
made
made
history.
change.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. Let the people know where they can find you, where to follow you, and all that good stuff for those out there who's like, who is this man?
My personal Instagram is I am Sir Ken. It's all together. IAMSIRKN. And the radio show is the BBC show. It's all put together, and our website is thebbcshow.com. And my business page for Swanky Paws Concierge is officially Swanky Paws, and the website is swanky-paws.com. And that is it, I think. All my stuff is on my personal page on I Am Sir Ken. So if you go to my Instagram at I Am Sir Ken, you'll find all the
Mhm.
information for all my business stuff too.
That's right, y'all. That's where you can find him. That's where he's at. And he's unapproachable. See this? He can talk to him. Don't be like that. He
Yes,
just,
don't
he
I'm
just he
yes,
he looks like that kind of guy, but he's not. He's a nice
I'm
guy,
not
nice
at
to talk,
all.
and he gives great advice. And he's out here to make change in the world and can help. So, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, without further ado, this has been All the Tea by University TV with your boy Troy Weeks Music. Another one in, another one down. Hopefully, we'll get Sir Ken onto the Homo Talk Show. To, give us 1-2 one day
Yeah. I would love
in
that.
the Homo Talk Show room.
I would love that. I
Yes,
would
sir.
love
Yes,
that.
sir. Yeah. So we definitely got to have you on the headquarters with us one day. To give your
Okay.
opinion because we definitely value you, sir, and you keep doing what you're
Okay.
doing out in this world and making it happen because can't nobody do it like you, baby. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, nobody can do like Scorpios. Because you're a Scorpio
That's
too.
right.
When is your
We out
birthday?
here. My birthday is November 3rd.
Oh,
November
mine's the 7th.
3rd.
Mine's the
7th. Oh, we
7th.
real close.
Yes,
We
I
really